But Dad, isn't it time for illegal ham in the face? But bro, where's the banjo?
Some sports shows try to give you hot takes, but only one can give you a big old piece of hot ham. Welcome to Illegal Ham to the Face, talking all Cleveland sports and of course food on our semi-famous Fat Boy Thursday. Here are your hosts, Fatty and Big Bry.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome on into Legal Ham to the Face. What a day we got here in Cleveland. Beautiful one out. Big Bry, talked to him last week and earlier this week. He will be back next Thursday, back in the co-host chair where he belongs. I can't wait to have him on, talk some sports. But while he's out, got to bring in somebody else to help me out here in the guest seat. So I called in a favor, brought in Big Mike from the ManCave podcast. Big Mike, what is going on? Thank you for joining us tonight.
Oh, yeah. I appreciate the invite, man. Appreciate the invite.
So everybody knows, go find him on YouTube. Let's see, your TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, at the ManCave 10. Got great content coming out, all their stuff. I love all their stuff. It's amazing. So please go check them out. We already started out our show with our sponsors, which is Lake Erie APA and Hero Keel. Also, City Dogs Cleveland. Tonight, I got a video for you guys to set some pictures, show you some of the dogs that are available for adoption at City Dogs Cleveland. Also, we have got to do some shout outs. My whole family from last week for vacation. Thank you all for that. Mike, do you have any shout outs that you kind of want to get off your chest tonight before we start the show? No? Okay, you're ready to go.
Yeah, I'm ready to roll. I mean, shout out to all you out there watching, viewing, commenting, hitting that like button, subbing. Hey, it's y'all that make this happen.
Yes, it is. And thank you guys for watching. Right now, we're having a little issue with our Legal Ham Twitter page. Live stream's not going out on that right now, but you can also catch us on Network 216, which is right there. I got a logo for that too. Boom, right up there in the top corner. So please go check us out on Network 216. Give us a like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Follow, retweet, repost, whatever you do now. It's all changed ever since X took over. I don't know what to call it. Should we call it like Twix or
Twix?
Would Twix get upset with that? Or I still don't know what to call it.
Maybe pissed. I just say X.
Like, it's hard for me because
I still call it Twitter sometimes too. So it's
like I just don't know how to respond to it. So, but please go give us a like, subscribe on that. We always start out our show, like I said, with some shout outs. We'll go through the show tonight. We're going to be talking some Guardians tonight about the All-Star game, the 5 All-Stars we had. We're going to be talking some Browns as training camp starts to get ready. We're going to talk a little bit about the Cleveland Browns. We're going to talk campfire foods for Fat Boy Thursday. And then we are going to finish it out with our top 3 all-time MLB favorite players. So please, hey, look, there's James, one of our favorites here. James, thank you so much for joining tonight. Appreciate that. So let's get our show started, and let's get it started with our trivia brought to you by City Dogs Cleveland. Now, Mike, since you are new to the show, I give you a trivia question at the beginning of the show. We will answer it at the end of the show, but what we do is we showcase adoptable dogs at City Dogs Cleveland. And normally I throw up a picture, give them the stats and everything else, but kind of stole one of their TikTok videos so that you guys can actually see some of the puppies that are available to adopt at City Dogs Cleveland. I'll put the banner out here on the bottom where you can get a hold of them. There's your phone number, email, how to meet a city dog, all right there at the bottom. So let me bring up this video. Look at all those beautiful dogs, man. How awesome is that?
Listen, I love that you do that. And what's funny is I was reading the names and they were all like crazy off the wall. And then all of a sudden, Anthony. I was like,
Well, the one I got excited about was potato chip. I
yeah,
was like,
potato
oh.
chip. There was all this stuff. I'm like, whoa, whoa. And then I'm like, Anthony. I'm like, all right.
It's like, hey, it's like the whole Key and Peele skit with the East-West
Yeah.
Bowl with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
So those dogs are all available to adopt at City Dogs Cleveland right there. And then we have some real special news. Now, I haven't been able to tell you guys this because obviously we were there at the beginning of July, took a couple weeks off, and we're coming back. So right now, look at this. $21 adoption fee summer blowout this entire month.
Nice.
So you have the rest of the month to go adopt a dog from City Dogs for $21. Help them clear out the kennels, help them out as much as you can. And like we always say, if you cannot adopt, please volunteer, donate, whatever you can do to help out City Dogs Cleveland. Thank you so much. All right, Mike, here we go. I got some MLB All-Star Game trivia for you tonight. All right, and I got two little gems. The first little gem is there's only one person who has ever hit an inside the park home run at the MLB All-Star Game. And the second one, which city had the largest All-Star Game crowd? Now, I'm going to let you think on that as we get ready through this, go through the fun stuff. But do you have like a little inkling of, you got a little?
Yeah, the first thought, right with the first question something came right to my mind, but I feel like I'm wrong on that.
Okay.
But the second one, I'm pretty sure it's a homer thing.
It might be a homer thing. That's how we do our show. That's fine. All right, well, let's bump into our Cleveland headlines and let's have some fun. And Justin has made his appearance on the show. How about that national anthem? I've had a fart sound better than that.
Holy shit, boy.
Yeah,
And
that
she
was
came
not
out
good.
and said I was drunk that whole time, and now she's going to rehab. That shit's insane.
Yeah. I felt horrible for that whole situation. Like, that's the first thing I put at the top of the list was felt horrible for the national anthem. Like, I'm just sitting there, I'm like, man, what? And the thing that really got me though is all the guys standing behind her, holding the bats and the hats, for the
Trying to not laugh. Yeah.
and just sitting there going like, what the hell is going on here? Like, thank God Jose Ramirez speaks Spanish, because I mean, Jesus, God, that was horrible. I mean,
Someone should went up there and grabbed the mic and sang.
have you seen anything worse than that in sports? Like, I know we've had some bad, first pitches. That's just downright. That's a no bueno.
That's up there with Fergie during the All-Star game for the NBA.
Yep.
That was absolutely insanely bad.
Yeah, that's not good at all. Oh my God, that was horrible. All right, so our Cleveland headlines tonight, we'll run through them real quick here. Is first off, we were going to talk about Roseanne Barr. There's another one that comes to mind when she did take me out to the ball game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That he said that was even worse than Fergie.
Oh, it definitely was. It's just, God, I couldn't believe that, man. It blew my mind.
Oh my God, I love it. All right, so first off, starting out, we did get some news from Bernie Kosar that we have not touched on. News came out that Bernie is in the first stages of Parkinson's disease. Also, is going to need a liver transplant, possibly. That kind of came out before we left. So I just want to send prayers and everything else to Bernie and his family as he's going through this. Definitely some really devastating news when it came out, because I mean, that hit you hard right there when, one of the favorite people here in Cleveland, and then that happens. So bad news. I mean, what do you think about the news that came out, and, just your reaction?
It's sad, because Bernie's that guy, no matter what Cleveland was, Bernie was that dude. He was Cleveland. He was the Browns. And, we all saw maybe the liver part coming because that dude was drinking and announcing games, doing all that stuff for how many years.
Yeah.
It just sucks that it had to come. And then the Parkinson stuff and everything just kind of it's a lot at once.
Yes, it is.
To happen to a man like that, especially a lifelong Clevelander or someone that based his entire life, once he came here, he stayed here.
Oh, yeah.
It's just,
being from Youngstown and everything and just doing what Bernie does. Like he's never, not once, has left, talked bad about Cleveland, nothing.
no,
He
not
has
at all.
always 100% supported Cleveland. And I feel horrible. Like you said, some things we could, read the writing on the wall with what we've been told. But I mean, it's still it just sucks because I mean, he's only what, like 60, I think. Like he's not even that old, is he?
I don't think so.
So it's just a bad news all around. I wanted to get that out of the way before we got some great news. Is your Cleveland Guardians had 5 All-Stars in the All-Star game. You had Jose Ramirez in the home run derby, making it to the semifinal round, popping 21 home runs. Let's start off with Jose in the home run derby because that was the first thing that kind of got kicked off. He finally got to bat from the left side. We found out the last time that he played, his thumb was all jacked up, and that's why he hit from the right side. But doesn't have the power. But as I said on our Twitter, hey, buddy, it's not about the length. It's about how many you can hit. And, man, he went out on that first round and just started cranking. Ended up with 21 home runs the first round. I think he ended up with like 12 or 13 the second round. It was somewhere around there. But,
right there.
I mean, what a showing for Jose Ramirez, and especially being the face of Cleveland baseball right now. How was your reaction to his home runs? I mean, I know they weren't deep, but, man, you knew when he got one because he started to get that swag back in him with the little pit bull walk and the hands just moving as quick as possible. So what do you think of his home run derby experience?
I'm going to say it like this. Just because it wasn't 500 damn feet doesn't mean it still doesn't count. Just like when somebody takes a shot in basketball and they bank it in, it's still the same 2 damn points. It doesn't matter how it's done and it counts. And he needed that. He needed the entire night because, like you said, the swag started coming back. You saw him puff out his chest a little bit. He was really into it. And he needs that because this second half, again, I say this to everybody that gets their hopes up about their team. The first 20 games determine everything.
Mm-hmm.
And you know who's real, who's not, especially with the trade deadline and what's going to happen. But he needed that because he can use that to push through, lead this team like he needs to, and hopefully we're in the postseason and deeper.
I think, Justin, the most that they've had is 6 total, but
that was 90, what, 4 or 5?
I think so, but also you have to throw in that 97, 98 team that had a lot in there too.
Well, they put it up. I saw
it was
it.
95 when Sandy hit the home run.
Yeah, that's when he hit the home run, and that was at home. That was when it was in at the Jake. But yeah, we had God, what was it? It was 6 or 7, and it was the most in the MLB.
Yeah. But that changed with the Phillies this week because they had like 9, I think, in the All-Star game with Bryce Harper and Bohm and all those guys. So that's going to be it's pretty much you, the Yankees, the Phillies, and then we'll see what happens with Baltimore and everybody else coming out of the gate after this. They did have to, with the 5 All-Stars, everything else, Fry went out right off the gate, got an RBI hit right out of the gate, which I loved. Because I was cheering for him, like being a nobody and then just showing up for his first ever at 28 years old, his first ever MLB All-Star game and getting a hit and an RBI right there in the second inning was absolutely amazing. But man, Shohei Ohtani kind of stole it with that home run right out of the gate and just Judge and Soto just staring at it as it goes away. But with the All-Stars that we did have, I do have to make one bold statement, and I've been making it since probably May. Emmanuel Clase deserves the Cy Young Award. There is no ifs, ands, or buts in my mind right now. He is the best pitcher right now in the Major League Baseball, period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts anymore. He went out and shut down that entire side. That's his second save in an All-Star game. second save in an All-Star game. That's huge right there. And I love Emmanuel Clase. I think he deserves it. How did you feel about the 5 All-Stars and how they did? And also Emmanuel Clase and closing out the game.
Listen, everybody had their moments here and there, whether it was defensively or offensively hitting the ball. But yes, dude, it's all about Clase. That dude went out there, and this is against all-stars. This is guys that hit the ball like no other all the time. Not just, he's throwing at a 200 batter. He was throwing at some people, and he was doing his damn thing, and he deserves all the recognition, all the glory, all the honor, because he does it all the damn time. For how many years now? For the last so many years, he's been doing it.
And he's one of the greats, especially his ERA is not even 1. It's like 0.6 still. Yeah. I think he's close to leading the majors in saves. I think he's got like 26 out of 28 that he's had. He's just an unreal clip of what he's doing. And
they better count that All-Star game as a save. Shit.
They better. Hey, there should be an asterisk and everything else besides that thing. That was great. But like you said, after the break, this is where the boys become men. Yep. And they have got a tough stretch coming out of the gate. You realize they only have 1 day off here in like the next 2 weeks again. So they're starting out with the Padres at home. Then they got the Tigers. And then they got the Phillies, Tigers again, and then the Orioles. That's a tough stretch, especially Detroit. I talked to this with Chris, my brother-in-law, who was on last week. There's always one team that's a shitty team in the AL Central, and they always have our number. And this year, it's fucking Detroit.
And it sucks that it's them.
Yeah, of all people. Of all people, them. Like, I could have dealt with Kansas City again. I could have dealt with, no, but it's Detroit. Ugh.
Yeah, we don't ever want it to be Detroit or the White Sox. It always seems like those two are the ones who are like, nah.
Yeah, it's like, come on, not those guys.
But yeah, that is a tough stretch. But I think, again, this is where we're going to make or break. And hopefully, at the trade deadline, we make the right move, add to this roster, add to this offense, and then we do our thing, and it just grows and grows. Like, again, we really need this. We need this kind of stretch right away so fans can either decide how they're feeling, and the team, if they can go through this and they can feel good, it's just adding. That swagger is just adding to everybody.
Yeah, and it would be great, especially if they come out of the gate and just right out of the gate, just take care of San Diego at home. That would be perfect. Once you get that step done. And plus, I think they needed this break, this All-Star break, to get guys. The bullpen was starting to get gassed there towards the end.
Yes.
People were getting tired. As soon as they were announced All-Stars, like Quan hasn't been hitting good lately, but Quan, Naylor, Ramirez, Fry kind of took a step back from hitting. It was a weird dynamic. And now that the All-Star game's over, they got that few days rest that they needed. They can make that push, but the thing that sucks is that push is harder right out of the gate because I think they play like 18 straight days almost is what it looks like. And that's just no fun for anybody.
No, for no team it is. But again, for a team, for us, we're used to this type of turmoil, this type of adversity. Again, the bullpen was looking sluggish. We need another pitcher, but we need more bat. My thing is, and I've been chanting this with my dude Beer Cave that's on my show, The Cheap Seats. And he's a Clevelander. He lives up there in Sheffield Lake. Why are people sitting here blackballing Trevor Bauer? Why are we playing this game when he went to court, got found 100% innocent, 100% in court? Nothing's wrong. Found out nothing. He did nothing. He's good to go. But now he's down in the Mexican League striking out 15 batters a game. But yet he said he would come play for the league minimum, veteran minimum right now to prove himself, and then you could pay him. If I'm the Indians, I'm jumping on this shit. And I'm saying, let's roll. Let's do it. We might as well do it because everybody else looks at us like, who the hell are these guys anyways most of the damn time? Do it.
Hey, Bud, I 100% agree with you with that. I think Trevor Bauer should be back in MLB. Bad thing is, I don't think we'll ever be the Guardians again.
And It could be.
That's well, no,
Yeah.
no, because I think what he did when he left out of here left a bad taste with everybody in the front office who is still here. The pitching coaches are still here. All those coaches that had to deal with his shit when he was here are still here, and I don't think they want to bring that back in right now, especially here in Cleveland. Now,
You got to feel.
I understand. I understand he is a great pitcher. He would definitely help out the starting pitching. I just don't think that Cleveland, I don't think the front office will do it for Cleveland. Now, would I want it? Yes, 100% I would love it. Everybody talks about it all the time, but I just don't think the front office will make that move.
And I get that, but if I'm the front office and I'm these coaches, I'd have a meeting like, hey, listen, this dude's been humbled. This dude has been literally destroyed, went through the ringer with some shit, and now we can be the team that says, hey, we forgive you. He knows what kind of shit he's walking into because he knows how he left here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be like, you know what? You're going to come back. We're going to give you the league minimum. You're going to help us win a damn World Series. And then you know what? We might pay you, but you're going to come and see what happens first.
I think somebody should give him a prove it deal. I really do. And you know something we've had. Bless you.
Yeah, thank you.
we've had plenty of people that have had redemption years and after everything else. And like you said, he was found innocent. I just think that what happened just made the MLB, like, he's played for 4 different teams. All those teams said he's a pain in the ass to work with. And he's just his own person. But I would love him here in Cleveland. I would 100% just, if I was in front office, I'd be calling him right now. But I just think our front office doesn't want to touch that baggage anymore, man. And it sucks.
But it might not have that baggage no more, though.
Well, it's not that baggage. I meant just like him as baggage.
Well, yeah, but it might not. But he might not be that same person anymore after all this, and that's how I would look at it. Like, I could get me an ace who's reinvented himself, who has turned his mind frame to something different now. Bring him in here and take that chance, and give him very little money. And if it works out, it works out. If not, well, then what I do? I took a chance on something. I was the one that gave him his good graces. So all of baseball will look at them and say, hey, they tried. He didn't work. Gone. Or, hey, they gave it to him, and look what's happening now.
I can't wait to clip this afterwards. This is going to be amazing clips. I love every minute of this because, I mean, it's a conversation. Everybody has their opinion.
Oh,
and that's the great thing about what people don't understand about Cleveland fans and how Cleveland fans talk to each other and stuff like that is we can have an honest conversation with each other. It doesn't have to be hateful or spiteful or like your opinion sucks. Like, we all understand where we come. Hey, we dealt with the Browns losing for like 23 years. I think we're good on a lot of things. All right. All right. Another thing that happened over the break is, guess what? We got a new MLB #1 draft pick. Travis Bazanza Mania is here in Cleveland. He is the first ever second baseman drafted #1 and the first ever Australian drafted #1. You like this pick, or did you want somebody else?
Let me go back to what you just said, though. You said first ever a couple different times, right?
Mm-hmm.
We could be the first ever team that brought Trevor Bauer back.
But just bringing it back.
But I was a little shocked. Because I can't think of the center fielder's name. What was it? Colton
or something like that.
Yeah.
Condlin.
Big power hitter, center fielder, fast. I for sure thought that might have been it. And the second baseman, I'm like, man, all right, where are we going with this? Because, I mean, he can hit and he runs, he does his thing. But, yeah, hey, again, you got to go outside the box a little bit. And I think overall our entire draft, not just this monster, was great.
They drafted 8 damn pitchers, man. 8.
Well, hey, guess what we need?
Bitch, I get it. I just started laughing because I'm going through, like, scrolling through all this. I'm like, pitcher. Shortstop. We don't need that pitcher. Son of a bitch.
Well, you got to realize, like, baseball's not like football where you just bring them right in and they play. They go through all the farm systems, do all that shit, and it takes them forever. And then we're pissed off. They haven't brought them up, and it takes 2 more years, and finally they're here, and then we're mad if it doesn't work out because he fanned out down there. But the pitching, I like, because, again, for some reason, and I don't know how it happens, We seem to draft pitchers that come out of nowhere, become good, they become aces, they win the Cy Young Award, and they were like, all right, see you later, bye. We just wave them on the
Yeah,
way.
we're going to get some more people for you. All right, here we go. No, I do love a couple of pitchers. I mean, they picked up a couple high school kids at 18.
Yeah.
They picked up a relief pitcher that I really like. I do overall love the draft. The Bazinga. I don't even know how to
There you
pronounce
go.
it.
Calling him Travis Bazinga.
Travis Bazinga. Here we go. What I have heard from multiple people that he is not going to come in at second base because he is very athletic. So what they're talking about him doing is transition into center field or the outfield somewhere, getting him some outfield, help out there. But even if he does come in, they're talking about bringing him up this time next year. That's how good this kid is.
Well, listen, and I would like the outfields. Put him out there, center field, and then you know what? You also have that ability that if something's going wrong or something happens, you could put him in the infield and throw it out because you can get outfielders dime a dozen.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, look at Tyler Freeman, how well he's played.
Yeah. I mean, not real good, like exceptional outfielders, but you can get decent outfielders that'll catch the ball, can make contact, and they got speed. He's going to be the total package, but then he also, like I said, could step in and play the infield, which makes a whole nother dynamic.
What I would love to see is Jimenez move over to shortstop and have him take over second base.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, Jimenez's natural position is shortstop. It's not that we don't have great shortstops. We got great defensive shortstops.
Yes.
But we got nobody that can hit the ball over there. And plus, like, I even started laughing. I'm like, Jose used to be a shortstop too. I mean, just start throwing people at the shortstop position until we get it.
There you go. I mean, why not? Because listen, we have a problem with our shortstop because we've looked at what we've had in the past. You had Francisco Lindor, straight dog. Then you go even further back and you go to the bare-handed Omar Vizquel, and that dude was just everything. I mean,
and even God, who was the big guy that played shortstop for us in like the early 2000s? Why am I drawing a blank on his name?
You mean Asdrubal?
Yeah. Yeah, he
Asdrubal Cabrera?
Yeah, he made a couple All-Star games playing shortstop.
Defensively, he was a nut.
I know, but it's just like, can we get one that can hit the ball now? Like, that's all I mean.
Let me tell you a fun fact about Omar Vizquel. He is one of, I want to say it's 4 guys to hit a home run in 4 consecutive decades.
Shut up.
Straight up. When he was a rookie, I want to say he started 79.
Yeah, he started with Seattle.
And it was like what, in 79? Was it 79? Hit one home run that year. Then he hit home runs in the 80s, 90s, and 2000. No, I think, it was 5 decades because he actually had another home run his last year. He hit it like almost at the end of the year in 2012.
Jesus. One of the best. And if you don't follow him on Twitter, dude, he was repping Cleveland all weekend for the All-Star game.
Oh, like he always does.
Oh, he's truly amazing. I want to get him on the show so bad and just pick his brain about everything because like just his knowledge of things, and especially now being coaches with other teams. They're in Detroit for the longest time, and I think he's with the White Sox now, isn't he, or was?
He was before. That's what I was thinking, White Sox. So yeah.
Yeah. I love that man. Hey, we'll get to our top 3 favorite players here a little bit later. All right, let's kick it over. We'll talk some Browns here. Okay. Browns getting geared up for camp. They're going to go to West Virginia. We've had a lot of things come out just this past week. And one of them was Teller Talks. Teller got on a podcast, Go Long podcast, and started talking about Baker Mayfield, Deshaun Watson, Callahan. He left nothing but gold for us because we get to talk about it. He talked about Baker Mayfield's maturity, and if Baker had to do it over again, he probably would. The way everything happened. He talked about Watson and showing the flashes of being like Patrick Mahomes, which I think that's a tall feet. We just need him to get on the field. And then he talked about Callahan giving him shit for, not playing the greatest in a -12 New Orleans Saints game. So if you haven't seen that, go to the Go Long podcast. It's on there. It was a great listen. And I love Wyatt Teller because Wyatt Teller, that's the one thing I told you before the show started. One thing I love about offensive linemen, they're not sugarcoating shit. All right. No, offensive linemen and defensive linemen are going to talk.
They don't give a shit.
They talk truthful about everything. Everybody else would just kind of dance around it. Nope. Those guys, they don't know how to dance around. They just know how to hit hard. And that's what happened. But according to with the Baker Mayfield stuff, saying that, the reason why he played hurt and all that kind of stuff, I know it's old adage here in Cleveland. But just him saying that and how it comes out and how people did love him here in Cleveland, even the front office and stuff, is what he said. Were you shocked that he actually came out and said that, now that Baker's matured a little bit, this is kind of how it is? Or were you just kind of just sitting back going, well, it's just talk now?
I wasn't shocked at all because right along with Teller being on that, Baker, who was he talking to? He was on a show. I want to say a podcast too.
Barstool.
Yeah, he was on Barstool. See, he was on Barstool, and he literally said he didn't have one bad thing to say about Cleveland. Not one. He said, them people are different. He goes, this Tampa shit and that LA shit, that's all good and fun. He goes, but real football resides right there.
Oh, yeah.
That's where it's really at. And I truly believe that if he could do it over, that man would do everything we all expected him or maybe would be shocked by him doing. Yes, wanted him to do it, and I think he would have did it.
I think he would. If he did it all over again, I think he would take the surgery.
Oh, take the surgery, and I think he would come out strong as hell. And to be honest, I think we might have already been in a Super Bowl.
Hey, and what he was talking with Barstool, he said his shoulder was shot, his leg was shot. He's out there just, he said after that, when he got the shoulder surgery after LA and all that kind of stuff, he had to redo all of his mechanics all over again because that's how bad that injury was here in Cleveland. And hey, I just won it because it was a number 1 draft pick. He was the start of turning us around. And John Dorsey and all that was just the start of turning Cleveland Browns around. And he was a part of it. No matter whether you like him or not, no matter if you're a Baker bro or Baker hater, he got us to a playoff game. All right. We haven't been there for so long. He got us to winning records. We haven't been there in so damn long.
And it wasn't just a playoff game. He beat the damn Steelers.
That is true.
In the playoffs.
and everybody bitches like, oh, Ben Roethlisberger just gave you that game. Shut the hell up. No, Baker went out and won it. Oh, there's another thing that happened this week too. Nick Chubb squatting 500 some odd pounds.
Yeah.
Oh, and that man is a different animal. He is a different animal. Did you have the same reaction that I did? At first, I was like, dude, pump the brakes a little second. And then I went, fuck, he's back.
Well, let me go right back real quick to you saying people said Big Ben gave us that game. If Big Ben gave us that game, then I need all those people to tarnish his legacy. Straight tarnish the shit out of it. Because if a legendary quarterback, if a proven dog at that position is just giving games away, then he's nothing. He really is none of that we thought he was or that we hated him to be.
Well, he was nothing at the end of his career. Let's just be honest.
I mean, but he was still had that mentality of, I'm going to go out there and win this shit. I'm not going to sit here and, all right. No, that dude wasn't doing that shit.
Well, it was right out of the gate with the fucking fumble in the end zone and then everything else, the interception and all that. It was like, all right, here we go. Like, party in Cleveland.
So don't give no props to the Browns defense for that. It's all Big Ben just shit in the bed. That's how I look at it.
That's how they do it. Well, see, this is what everybody says. It wasn't Baker that won us that game. It was the Browns defense that won us that game. It was Ben Roethlisberger choking that game away. It was all this other stuff, but it wasn't Baker Mayfield.
You know what? You're absolutely right. It wasn't Pat Mahomes that won the Chiefs game against us. It was the refs. It was the refs that did that one.
No, it was Chad Henne in a 4th and 12.
It was the refs with that hit that should have been called, and they should have been a touchdown.
God, I hate Chad Henne. I hate Michigan. I hate Michigan so much.
Well, yeah. See, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. Fantasy will be this year. We have a new wrinkle in fantasy. I'll be explaining that when Bri comes back. But yeah, going back to Chubb squat,
Dude.
what was your reaction? I mean, he said right here, Justice said it was 540 pounds. 540 pounds he was squatting.
It was insane. But I saw him sprinting like months ago, doing knees to chest. Like, I mean, I saw him doing some stuff like this dude's already doing that. And they say the timeline for that injury is like 8 to 10 months, right?
He's right at the 8th month mark.
Dude, I bet somebody said, I bet he plays week 1. They're like, what do you mean? I said, because week 1 is 12 months.
That'd be awesome.
That's months after what it should be, and he's already doing this stuff.
You think he's going to start week 1?
Listen, if he feels right, why not? Not?
You're getting me pumped up. I'm loving every minute of this.
I mean, now. dude's not out there squatting 540 just be like, yeah, no, I'm not ready. You just put 540 pounds of pressure on your knees. And you look pretty damn ready to me.
Yeah. And part of me was going, please, knees, don't give out on him. Please, knees, don't give out on him. But man, he's a different animal. And that's what I've tried to explain to people. Like, everybody's like, why do you always have Nick Chubb as the number 1 running back in the NFL? Because he is the number 1 running back in the NFL. He is a different person than everybody else. Yes, Christian McCaffrey can catch passes and run and do all that stuff. But as a true running back, Nick Chubb is the best running back in the NFL.
To me, it's 1A and 1B. I give Chubb the 1A, but McCaffrey and what he does.
Oh, I'm not saying he doesn't do it.
That's 1B. But yes, Chubb, if you were going to look at it as an old school type of style and how he does things and what he does as a running back, just strictly handing the ball off, the best. There's no one better than him. Derrick Henry's a close second because he does almost the exact same thing, but he can't break. The breaking of tackles is Chubb's, like, the dude you can't be taken down.
If you had, let's just say this, if you had to hand the ball off on the 3-yard line to win the game, and it's not a pass, you got to hand it off. No pass. No Pete Carroll.
None of that Pete Carroll shit.
Give it to Skittles. Give it to Skittles.
Oh, dude.
But, like, who would you honestly hand it off to? There's only 2 people I would think of, Derrick Henry and Nick Chubb. And Nick Chubb would be my first pick.
Listen, if I could bring Marshawn Lynch out of retirement,
oh my God, he would be
for the rest of his career. I would give him that ball because he would prove a damn point for the rest of his career to get in the end zone and then just look at the camera and say, "What the hell, Pete?" and then go about his business. Because I would never stop doing it just because of that.
Oh yeah, that's.
But yeah, Chubb would be the guy. I mean, he gets in. It's automatic. There is no if. Nah, I already know. We're down there. He's getting in. Unless some stupid trick play shit happens or Stefanski's like, all right, let's throw it to the corner now.
Justin chimes in. Chubb is what happened if Usain Bolt and Andre the Giant had a baby.
I mean, that's some good stuff right there.
I was going to go Ahmed Johnson. You remember him from the wrestling days?
Yeah.
So camp is starting. They're going down to West Virginia, right?
Yeah.
All right. I want to play a little fun game. These are going to be hot takes coming out of here.
Okay.
But what is your way too early camp standout that you got going down this week?
Way too early. Standout, huh?
I got 3 names that I'm keeping an eye on while they're down in West Virginia and through training camp. I got 3 names. My 3 names, I'll give you mine real quick.
Okay.
I got Alex Wright.
Okay.
Okay. I got Mohamed Debate.
Okay.
And I got David Bell. I think bringing in Judy pumps up David Bell some more. David Bell can catch the ball. Can't say he can't catch the ball. All right. Debate, that kid is a different animal. And now when they brought in Devin Bush and everybody else there in the linebacker room, I think he might take a step forward. And Alex Wright, with his playing time last year because a couple people got hurt, I think he might take the next step too.
I like those three. I'm going to put Judy in my 3 though.
Judy? Okay, I got you.
Because we need to see that rapport. We need to see him come along because everybody's got that bad taste of what he did in Denver. Even though it wasn't bad, it was bad, but it was still solid by any standards. Like the dude, who do you have to throw him the ball half the damn time? I mean, I don't know. And then you don't have a true one receiver. I mean, Cortland Sutton wasn't.
Trevor, send me in.
Yeah, Trevor, send me in. You had Russell, who wasn't wanted there, and then. I mean, you just had a bunch of trash out there. Drew Lock. I don't know, man. I think Judy's going to be huge, and I think he takes a huge step. And I think people are like, damn, this is what Judy really was supposed to be like. I like the David Bell a lot because we have to see who's going to be that guy. Because there's got
to be an inside guy, and I think David Bell is going to be the perfect inside guy.
And I love David Bell, and I love Tillman, and I think those guys complement this core like no other. And I can't wait to see it. I think Elijah Moore is on his way out. I think he'll be a piece to get either cut or traded.
Ooh.
Because I mean, he's got his little speed, but who else did we draft or picked up that's got that speed?
Thrash, Hines, and then I can't remember who the other guy is.
We got Naheem. Listen.
Yeah. No, I get it. But I think with Elijah Moore, though, the man gets open. You just got to give him the ball in open space. And it seems like we had, with the quarterback situation that we have, Flacco loved Amari Cooper because he knew Amari was going to catch it. And I don't know. I think right now, with the wide receiver room is the one big question mark besides Amari Cooper. We don't know what's going to happen.
I think we sign him.
And then here's Justin with his Deshaun. I love Justin. So he doesn't have anybody throwing the ball. We have a run first quarterback.
All we have are run. See, he said all we have. He thinks every quarterback we have is a run first quarterback. Jameis Winston threw for 5,000 yards. He's one of like 8.
I know.
I mean, the dude will throw 5,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, and he might throw 20 interceptions, but the guy's throwing the damn ball. 5
interceptions knowing him.
And, I mean, Deshaun isn't a run-first quarterback, I don't believe.
Hey, if you haven't seen the show, Justin, we have our phone with Justin. If Brian was here and he said massage, then we would be taking shots. It's just a fun joke we have with the show, and I love every minute of it. All right, so we are getting close to time because I got to get you out of here. All right. So you said Jerry Jeudy was your one guy to watch in camp. Your stand-up camp.
He's huge, and I like Alex Wright with you and David Bell.
All right. Well, now we're going to get into my domain. I said rub first. He did say rub first.
So you're really meaning that? I thought that was just a typo.
All right, we're going to get into Fat Boy Thursday. You ready, buddy?
Let's go.
It's time for Fat Boy Thursday.
All right, so we went camping, and while we were camping, I got to talk about campfire foods, man. We had such a great time camping. We made burgers, dogs. We made barbecued chicken. The first night, my sister, packing stuff in. We made lasagna, just threw it in the oven quick and easy while everybody was unpacking the first night. We did hobo pies. We did s'mores. Now, I'm going to show you a little hot take on the s'mores. But we had some great food down in Hocking Hills for our family vacation. Mike, when you go camping, what are some of the foods that you like to eat?
Listen, hobo pies, if that's what I'm thinking it is, with the bread and the pie filling in the clam, yes. That there is top.
So we made hobo pies with cherry pie filling.
Yes.
And then we made pizza hobo pies.
Oh, yes. See, that's like
yeah. And that
campfire hot pocket.
Exactly. That's why I tried. My kids were there looking at me like I was speaking gibberish to them. And I'm like, it's like a hot pocket, kids. They're like, what? And then as soon as we made it, they came out. They looked at me and they're like, I want another one. I'm like, yes, sir. Let's.
Of course you do.
Let's butter it up. Let's do it. But no, it was a great time. We had some barbecued chicken drummies. We had some hot dogs. Now, your hot dogs, like when you cook them over a fire, you obviously use the spick or stick or whatever you can do.
Yeah.
Now, are you like a scale 1 to 10 on color? Where are you at on your color on your hot dog?
Not all the way dark, but it's got to have that. It's got to have the
char?
darkness. Yeah, I got to have some char on it.
Yeah, you got to have a little bubble on that thing. And that's what I call it. Once you start to get that bubble, like I have an aunt that like burn it. She's like, burn that thing.
See, yeah, that texture. Got to have that little bit of texture to it. Now feel that little char, and you at a campfire.
Hobo pies are the bomb. Campfire tacos. Here's another one.
Yeah,
those are great. The other thing that we had, which kind of blew my mind, my sister came up with it. Now, like we've had regular s'mores. It's Hershey's, it's marshmallow, it's graham crackers. Yeah. That's the regular s'more. She goes, bro, I'm stepping it up one. You haven't had this yet. She got the fudge stripe cookies.
Nice.
And put the mallow inside the fudge stripe cookie. I said, shut your face. I tried it. I was like, man, now I want to do it. Do you remember the big size chocolate covered grams that you could get? I want to try it with those now.
Oh yeah, that'd be nuts.
And I'm sitting there going like, I'm like, where'd you come up with this? She goes, Scouts. I'm like, shut up. Like I didn't know what to do. But the campfire food's the best. I even put out, if you like beans, cowboy beans. Have you ever had cowboy beans?
Yes. Oh yes.
Oh, cowboy beans are the bomb. You have anything. I still can't get over hobo pies.
I like hobo pies. I like hillbilly breakfast.
Oh,
cooking it all in the same fucking pot and everything. Like, dude, that's the best.
The eggs, the potatoes,
bacon,
everything.
All of it. Get that grease on all of it.
All right. So if you do go camping though, what is one food that you have to take with you camping?
That I got to take with me?
Yeah. Is it like you have to take hot dogs with you or you have to take marshmallows? Is there like just something bacon? I get you.
Because you can cook it and it's handheld. You can put it in a bag and take it with you wherever you go.
Oh my God. You and my brother-in-law are like kindred spirits together. Do you know how many pounds of bacon we took down there this weekend?
I bet.
We took like 4.5 pounds of bacon.
Nice. See? Sour and bacon, beef jerky type stuff. Yes.
He's like, I maybe, and we had, so we packed for like the whole weekend. So we had macaroni salad. We had pasta salad. We had red skin potato salad with the bacon. We had obviously all the breakfast stuff, scrambled eggs, bacon, sausage, toast, all that stuff. We brought lunch meats and I'll tell you what, if you have never been down to Hocking Hills, now this is my first time actually camping down there. We did the whole trip, went through the caves and everything, loved every minute of it. Go down there and bourbon is a food group. It truly is a food group. It is. We had some Tito's and some other stuff that we brought down with us. So kudos to that. All right. I got to get you out here because we got 10 minutes before you got to go live on your show, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So I'll make it quick. We'll do our top 3 trivia and we'll get out of here. All right.
All right.
All right. Top 3. Our top 3 tonight is our favorite MLB players. I will go first with my top 3. Honorable mention, and he is a Cleveland Guardian, and I don't know why I like him as much as I do, but Jason Kipnis. I don't know what it is about Jason Kipnis. I'm being dead serious. You can laugh all you want to.
Man.
Kipnis was one of my favorite players, just especially in that era. I don't know what it is about. All right. Number 2. All right. I don't know if I think it was Gary Sheffield that did Gary Sheffield, only because of his batting stance. And number 1 for me, and he was my favorite growing up. He's still one of my favorites now. Ken Griffey Jr. was one of my favorites. Being left-handed, watching that. Honorable mention, Randy Johnson and Omar Vizquel are my 2 honorable mentions. What about you? What are your top 3?
Listen, Ken Griffey's definitely in there. I mean, the swing was so pure and beautiful. It was amazing.
Just standing there. It was like a statue. He just stood there.
Yeah. It's just amazing to watch him play. Pedro Martinez.
Oh, there we go.
You always knew you was in for it when you faced him. Like, this shit was about to be a problem. And I'm talking about back in the Expo years and Boston. I mean, he was just a damn problem.
Could have been an Indian too.
Yeah.
Damn.
And I'm gonna go homer with this next one. Kenny Lofton.
That's Bry's favorite player. Kenny
Dude,
Lofton.
it just defensively and offensively. I mean, the dude just did it all.
Did amazing. Some of the best catches. Like, if you go for the best wall catches ever,
Yeah,
Kenny Lofton's going to be there.
And
all right.
Honorable mention, I would say Ricky Henderson, because I thought that dude was something else too. A whole nother monster.
Just crazy. And the other, just a little fun one for me, John Rocker, just because he was
just music when he came out.
Just comes running, sprinting out, just like look at this guy. All right, well, let's do the trivia. Let's close out our show. All right, so the trivia I brought to you was, who was the player that hit his only one first ever inside the park home run in an All-Star game?
See, I feel like I'm going to say this, and it's going to be wrong because it's not an Indian, but because I know that's where you lean towards with this. But was it Ichiro?
It was Ichiro Suzuki at San Francisco.
That's what I thought. I was like, hold on, man. All right. See, I was like, that popped. As soon as you said, I'm like, it's him. And then I started questioning it.
The second one I asked you was, who has the biggest attendance for an All-Star game?
It was here in Cleveland, wasn't it?
It was here in Cleveland, but it wasn't 95.
It was
1981.
It was way back in the day. Damn.
81 at Municipal Stadium. They had 71,000
That's insane.
people for an All-Star game. So kudos to Cleveland. And we are a baseball team. We're an all-sports team. It doesn't matter what it is. So, Mike, I know you got to get off here. Get ready for your show, bud.
Yes.
You tell everybody where they can find you and where they can watch your stuff at.
Hey, listen, I greatly appreciate you. Go give me a follow, a sub, at the ManCave 10 for Twitter and TikTok. Hit me up on YouTube at the ManCave 8172 and Facebook. Do a lot of Facebook stuff at the ManCave 1022.
We do have a hockey team, Justin, and it is the Cleveland Monsters. So, and they just finished second in the championship. All right. So, as we do always on our show, we want to thank our troops and first responders for everything you guys do. We appreciate everything you guys do. Thank our sponsors, City Dogs Cleveland, Hero Q and Lake Erie, PA, Network 216. Can't thank them enough. Please go give them a like, subscribe, and a follow. And as Bri always says, God bless you. God bless America. And as I always say, we are definitely uncorked, unloaded. We're out of here. See you guys next Thursday.